We're hiking at the Kings Mill Park. It's on the west side of the Humber River. Just get off at Old Mill subway station on the Bloor-Danforth line. Beautiful area to hike. You can follow the riverbank as well as mixed woods. And there's actually a lot of wildlife. You may be even lucky to see the owl that's around here. While winter hiking, it's really important to keep warm, and especially keeping your hands warm and the core. And how do we do that? You have to wear layers and try to avoid cotton. The first layer would wick away moisture, wear something as a polypropylene or wool. The second layer would be an insulation, maintaining the heat. Again, also avoiding cotton, wear wool or fleece. And the third layer would be some kind of shell, protecting you from the wind and the snow and the sleet. For your hands, it's really important to dress again in layers. Now, in very cold weather as we have today, the first layer would be a glove, very thin, wool or a fleece. The second layer would be an insulation, a mitt, and the third layer would be a shell. It's important to have mitts rather than gloves, as mitts keep you warmer. Frost nip is basically the freezing of the skin. So cover exposed skin. If you don't, frost nip can actually turn to frostbite. Frostbite will freeze the deeper layers underneath the skin. So the best way to avoid this is through your clothing. Wear loose clothing, not too tight, in layers, and also keep that core warm. By keeping the core warm, you prevent hypothermia. Hypothermia is a lowering of the body core temperature, where it goes close to 35 degrees Celsius or below. Keeping the core warm, how do we do that? By having high-calorie snacks, dressing warmly, as I just talked about, and trying to avoid sweating. Now, if you look at your clothing, if you pick a jacket that has pit zips, you could actually regulate your clothing by, if you're too hot, you could cool down, and if you're too cold, by actually zipping up. So pit zips are actually right underneath, right here. So if you get too warm, you could actually undo these and put them up while you get too cold. Really a good idea when picking clothing. And let's not forget our head. Again, a hat to cover your ears and your cheeks and your hood. And with the sun, if the sun is bright and you're hiking all day, that sun will reflect off the snow, could cause to snow blindness. So your sunglasses are really great. Actually, is another essential part of clothing. Frost nip and frostbite occurs mostly in the fingertips and also the toes. So we lose a lot of heat by standing, by conduction. So pick a boot that is loose, loose fitting, maybe a size bigger that you could actually put another pair of wool socks on. The boot I like to pick would be a rubber bottom with a leather top. Again, while hiking in the snow, make sure you pick snow pants that will actually prevent the snow from going inside your boot, and this goes over it. This will certainly keep your feet nice and warm. Again, not too tight, maybe a boot that's a size bigger that you could fit an extra pair of socks on, and plenty of room to wiggle the toes. So that's really important, because we really want to enjoy our day out without being too cold. With the snow conditions today, you don't need the pair of ice grips. But just have them in your pack, just in case for icy conditions, and they're easily slipped on. Kings Mill Park is right beside the old mill. Kings Mill was established in 1793 as Etobicoke's first industry. Some items to bring along a winter hike in your knapsack is a thermos. The hot chocolate gives you that extra morale boost, as well as the sugar that helps with the hypothermia and keeping your core temperature warm. It's nothing like it. Another thing of fending off hypothermia is a foamy. This protects you from the conduction of the cold. Let's not forget our water. You actually dehydrate quicker in the wintertime because the air is drier. So I like to bring at least 1.5 liters of water on a day hike, close to 2 liters. I always bring plenty of snacks. You don't know who you're going to run into and you can share with. It's a mixture of nuts, dates, chocolate. That also keeps your core warm, again generating heat. And bring plenty of snacks in your pack.